Okay, now I'm recording. Okay, so for the sake of the record, and for those who will be watching this, we have already taped down our paper with our sketch. And then the next step is to wet the wall and the outer boundary of the window. Okay, we're just wetting it with a large brush and clean water. And then for those who have cling wrap, prepare your cling wrap. We will be using this for this technique, okay? But for those who don't have cling wrap, again, just wait for me. I will teach you 2 other ways to paint your wall and the side of your window, okay? And the next thing is to prepare your yellow color, or if you have yellow ochre, I'm sure some of you have yellow ochre. So find a color that's like little light yellow with yellowish brown. Okay, it's this color, yellow ochre. Okay, it's not really yellow, but yellow ochre. But for those who don't have yellow ochre, just prepare any yellow you want. Yes, that's yellow ochre. Perfect. If you don't have yellow ochre, it's totally fine now. You can use yellow. Okay. And then I will just grab some color with my wet brush. I'm just dabbing the color here like this. And then putting it in my mixing palette, which is just actually a cup of cheese whiz. The cup of the cheese whiz, okay? And then I'm putting in plenty of water in this. Plenty of water. It's like this. Okay, again, I'm using yellow ochre. For those who don't have yellow ochre, it's totally fine. You can use any yellow you have on your palette. Okay. Now that I have it in my brush, I have loaded yellow ochre in my brush, I will paint the side of the window as well as the wall. Okay. Like that. Just the side of the window and the arch and the wall. Okay. So see how the color is spreading because your paper is wet. That's what we want. Okay. And the next, I will grab burnt sienna. So burnt sienna is reddish brown. If you don't have reddish brown or burnt sienna, you can use red. Whatever red you have on there on your palette, use it. Okay, and then I'm just adding plenty of water. So here's my burnt sienna. It's reddish brown. Okay. And then I'm just sweeping it around here randomly. Doesn't have any pattern. Well, at least I'm not trying to put any pattern on it. I'm just putting it randomly on the colored part of the wall. Okay. So again, this painting is watery hot. Okay. So I'm working fast because I don't want to lose the wetness of the paper. Okay. Okay. Next is, I want to mix violet. So in order to do that, okay, let me just grab a clean mixing palette because the other one is already dirty. So I want to mix a violet. So to do that, I will just mix blue and red. Okay, blue and red. Again, you can decide which color to use, huh? It doesn't have to be like the one I'm using now. But for this purpose, for my painting, I am mixing red and blue to make violet. Okay? And I'm just dropping it around. See, I'm dropping it around and letting it spread. I'm just dabbing the colors around the wall. Okay? Okay. I hope you are able to follow, huh? Okay. Now I will use my cling wrap. If you don't have cling wrap, it's totally fine. So for those who don't have cling wrap, just give me time to do this technique. And then I will teach you another technique for creating your wall or painting your wall. Okay. For those who have cling wrap, feel free to follow me. Okay. Just clearing my cling wrap. Okay. And I'm doing this. Okay. I'm basically just intentionally wrinkling my cling wrap and putting it over my wall. Okay. I hope it's wet enough so that it will cling to it. Okay, wait. I can see that some of my wall is already dried up. So let me just mix another violet and add more. Okay, I'm just adding more colors on my wall because it already dried up. And just adding more colors. Okay. There you go. So as you can see, my painting is already a bit dark, the wall. Okay. Gian, I think you have a dry brush. You need to wet your brush some more. You should be working with your brush wet. Okay, so that's the idea for watercolor. Your brush has to be wet all the time or most of the time. Not always, but most of the time. So this technique is using cling wrap to create texture on the wall. Okay, so for those who have cling wrap, this is actually a good practice, a nice way of adding texture on your painting. So it's a cling wrap. So normally most kitchens have this, but if you don't have one, it's totally fine. Okay, so I'm just adding cling wrap, wrinkling it up and adding it on the wall, on my wall painting. Okay. So I am intentionally pushing it down on my painting. Okay. So if you have orders with packaging that has cling wrap, I suggest you keep your cling wrap. You can upcycle it or use it for this purpose. Okay, because sometimes some orders come in cling wraps. Okay, this is an old cling wrap. I'm adding cling wrap on my painting in case you're still wondering what I'm doing right now. Okay.
With this type of paint I have, I cannot do the drop thing that you did.
That's totally fine. Wait up. Who asked the question? Jen, was that you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Gian, I think your paper is too dry. That's why you cannot do this kind of technique. You really need to wet your paper, as in totally wet, soaking wet. But if you don't want to do this technique, it's fine also. Your wall is already interesting as it is. Okay, it has texture. So the reason why I'm adding cling wrap is to add texture on my wall so it doesn't look boring. But yours is already interesting because it has light values and dark values. So you're good. Don't worry about it. And I like the color. It's I think it's cobalt green. It's a bit of green, right? It's like the color of the sea. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, I love that color. In fact, I love the beach. So that's why I like that color. Okay, so I can see that there are students are using cling wrap. Very good. Make sure that your paper is wet, okay? It won't work on a dry paper, so make sure that your paper is wet. Okay. So my cling wrap is old. It's not. Okay, let me just. All right. Hope this works. If it looks, wait, let me just add more colors in this part because it has dried up. Okay, that's why the cling wrap doesn't cling at all on my paper. Okay. Again, very important that your paper is wet for this to work. Okay. So mine is no longer sticky because I have my fan on. So my paper is drying up faster than very fast. Okay. Let me just right. Okay, need more plastic. So I'm sure in your art classes, you've seen your teachers do this. Pagka gumagamit ng watercolor. It's one of those techniques that some artists use to create textures. I know famous artists who use this technique to create interesting textures in rock paintings, for example. So the reason why I did this is because my wall, as in my painting, the wall is adobe. It's a kind of rock, okay? That's why I want it with interesting textures, okay? So I'm done with my wall. I'm just gonna let this dry, okay? All right, so I'll just wait for you to finish before we move on to the next step, okay? So can I get a thumbs up for those who are not using cling wrap? Okay, so Gian didn't use cling wrap. Okay, so your wall is already fine as it is. But if you want to create a wall like this, no, the other one, the tiny painting that I did here, brick. I'll just show the technique. You don't have to follow this. Sorry, okay. You don't have to follow this technique because if you're happy with your wall, it's fine. But the way to make a brick wall, okay, let me just show you this is another painting of mine, but I didn't use watercolor. I used wash for this, Hinimiyag wash. Okay, so when you're painting a wall, a brick wall, for instance, what you do is you just use yellow ochre. Okay, it's the same color that I used for my painting. Okay, maybe some of you use it also. I saw one who has yellow ochre. And then while this is wet, you can add red sienna and just, sweep like that. See, may line na agad. And then the line doesn't have to be straight because this is just an expressionistic drawing of a wall. Okay, so do you see the brick there? Still not visible because the lines are not yet visible because the watercolor is still wet. Okay, but we will do more details here later when this is dry. Another way to create a wall, a brick wall, is basically draw it first. Okay, so what you can do is draw the wall. Okay, so basically you have a leak-proof or a spill-proof water, rather pen. So this is a pen that doesn't bleed. Okay, bleed-proof pen, and you just draw your wall like that. Okay, it doesn't have to be really straight lines. Because again, the focus of our painting is not really the wall, but more on the Parol. Okay, so this is a bleed-proof pen, and you can just draw the bricks like that. And then once this is a little dry, actually this is a bleed-proof pen, so it's okay if I paint on this. I'll just let me just get another mixing palette. I'll just grab my yellow ochre again and just sweep the color. Or you can do this also. There you go. It's bleed proof. It doesn't bleed when it's wet. And then I will just add the colors like that. Okay. It's like watering. It's like painting on a drawing. See? There you go. It's another way to paint your brick wall. There you go. Okay, so that's what those are two ways to do that. Now, with this wall where it's dark, I only just mix blue, red, and a little bit of yellow. Let me just show you that in case you also want to do a gray wall. So the gray wall is just a combination of red, blue, so you get a violet, and then add a little bit of yellow. And what you will have is sort of grayish color. Okay, like that. It's a little bit gray. And you just paint it like that. Okay. So that's how I did my other wall. Okay. You can also add more blue so that there's a blue tinge. And then you can also add a bit of burnt sienna. Okay, when this is dry, I will show you these three walls. So you will have a reference, okay? So in the case of Gian, she already finished her wall in cobalt green color or blue-green. Okay, so now let's move on to painting around the Parol, okay? So grab your small brush and with your clean water, wet the area around your star. Wet the area around your star, just around your star, okay? Not on the star itself, just around the star. It's important that this part is wet. What we will be doing is negative painting, okay? Negative painting means painting around your subject. So right now your subject is the star or Parol, okay? If you have already wet the area around the star, mix your red and your blue. Okay? Mix your red and your blue. So what you will have is purple or violet. Okay? So it's up to you if you want it a little bit reddish or a little bit bluish. That's fine. Just mix red and blue and then paint around the area that you wet. Okay, paint that area that you wet. Here, okay? So we are painting around the star. This technique is called negative painting. Okay. Okay, see, Tita Grass's star is still white, but the surrounding is already purple. There you go.
Teacher Grass?
Yes.
But why is it called negative painting?
It's negative painting because the object of your interest or your subject is the star, right? But you are painting first the area that surrounds your main subject. Okay, that's how it's called, negative painting. Okay, it's a technique that's been being used by watercolor artists. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Give me a thumbs up if you're done, but I can see that some of you are still working on it, so go ahead, just do that. Okay. So my wall painting is already dry. I hope you can see the texture. It's a little weird, perhaps, but I like it. Let me just bring it up so that you will see it. Just so here it is. As you can see, it has weird patterns on it. So this is what I was going for. Okay, pattern that's not so conventional. Okay, interesting pattern. Okay. Okay, if your cling wrap is already dry, you can already remove. But if it's not yet dry, you can just leave it there. Okay. Okay, just give me a thumbs up if you're done with the negative painting part.
Done.
Okay, very good. Okay, so Sam is not yet done. So let's just wait for Sam to finish the negative painting part. How about you, Ethan? Are you done with your negative painting? Can I see it? What color did you use? Oh, nice. It's also purple, right? How about you, Arlene? Not yet. It's okay. How about you, Irene?
Yeah, no, sir.
Done.
Okay, very good. How about Jem? Jem is still working on her art. Okay. Okay, very good, kids, for working on this. I really, I really want to see your wall because some of you also use cling wrap. It would be interesting. Chien, do you have poster color?
No.
No, it's okay. I will teach you how to paint white on your painting because our parol is supposed to have a tail like this. Tail. Oh, let me just grab the bigger version. But since you already painted your wall blue-green, don't worry. I'll teach you how to paint this part using your white.
My bad.
I will help you to paint over your green wall. Okay, you have a white, perfect. I will teach you how to paint tail, your Parol's tail, so that it will show up against your green background.
Okay.
Okay. Nice. Good job, kids, so far. Oh, I love that color, Irene. What's your name? How should I call you?
My real name is Jinwen.
Jillian?
Jinwen.
Jinwen. Okay, Jinwen, I like your wall color. It has blue. Did you already did you remove the cling wrap already?
Yes.
Can you please show me and show your classmate what it looks like? See, so that kind of texture, you only get that when you use cling wrap. Okay, I like your wall. It has blue and browns.
It looks very pretty.
Yes, good job. I love it. It's nice.
Thank you, teacher, for teaching us.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm happy to do this for you guys. Okay, so just give me a thumbs up if you're done with your negative painting step. Okay. Okay, so Gian is done. So is Jean. Sorry, I didn't catch her name again.
Jinwen.
Jean Wen. Okay, Jean Wen. Maybe next time we should do a round of introduction. I forgot to do that start of this class. This is Jean Wen. Okay. And then Jen, then there's Ethan, and then there's Sam, Chilean, and Arlene. Arlene was also present during the first class, the first trial class for this year. Okay. So what we will be painting next is the main window itself. So for those who are already done, you can already start wetting the inner section of your window. Okay. Okay. Just wet it with clean water. For those who are already done. For Chilean, you can actually draw your window there also if you want. If you just want. Otherwise, you can just leave it like that. It's totally fine. Yeah. So for Jillian, you can actually mix white. You grab your white, okay? Let me teach you how to mix your tail. So you grab your white with your paintbrush, okay, white. What color do you want your tail to be? You decide. Because you can use pure white if you want. It will look really nice against your green background. You can also use yellow. So this is for Jillian first, because her drawing is different. Okay. So what you can do is mix your white with any color you want. I suggest something that's bright that will look nice on your green background. So it could be a yellow. It could also be a white, just white. It's totally fine. And you just paint. So let me just grab my old painting. Let me just, okay, wait. It's like this. It's like this, but you will paint white on your, so like this. So tails, okay? You just add tails on your parol, okay? Like that. Okay, you can use white, you can also use yellow, okay? Just make your paint thick, okay? For the others who did their window, who made the window, just wet with water first. Okay, I'm wetting this again because it's already dried up. Okay, so I'm wetting the window part. Okay, and then grab your yellow ochre again. Yellow ochre, but this time the yellow ochre is thick. Okay, or yellow. If you don't have yellow ochre, it's totally fine. You can use yellow ochre or any yellow you have. Okay, and then just sweep it on the wet part of your window. Sweep it like that, just one stroke. Okay, just one stroke. Don't fiddle with your brush. It's one stroke, like that. There you go, done. Jillian, let me know if you're done with your white tail. I will teach you to add colors on your tail as soon as it's dry. Okay, when it's dry, we will add more colors on your Parol's tail. So just give me a thumbs up once you're done painting the inner section of your window. Okay, very good. Because next we will be painting our star. Okay, so for my star, I will be using yellow, but you're okay. Just color it with however you want it. What color you want, go ahead and paint it. For me, it's yellow. Okay. So what I will do, I will wet my star first. Wet with clean water. Okay. So it's important that it's wet before you add any paint on it. Okay. There you go. I'm done wetting my star. So Jillian, you can already wet your star, huh? And choose the color that you want for your star. Okay, you can do yellow or orange, that's fine. So wet first with clean water. And then once it's wet, I'm grabbing my yellow and putting it in my mixing cup. Here you go. I'm using warm yellow, but you can use any color you want for your painting. Let me know what color you will use, okay? Because I'm going to teach you how to add more colors on your star. For me, it's yellow. And then I'm just adding the yellow on my star. And because it's wet, it's spreading on its own. And I'm letting it spread like that. That's the beauty with watercolor. It has its own mind. It spreads everywhere. And that's what I like about it. Okay. So I painted my star yellow. So Jillian used, I think, orange for her star. Jem is using, what color are you using for your star?
I'm
Pink?
using
Pink? It's okay. Whatever color you want. How about you, Arlene? Oh, okay. So Jillian used yellow ochre for her star. How about Ethan, Sam, and Chinwen? What color did you use for your star?
using yellow.
Red.
Yellow. Red. Okay, perfect. How about Sam? What color did you use for your star?
I messed up.
It's okay if you mess up. It's totally fine. Don't worry, we will fix it. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. What happened? I'll teach you how to fix it. Actually, if the colors spread around, it's fine because the star is supposed to be glowing anyway. The color should spread on the surroundings. That's why I painted the background first. And then I just let the yellow spread around it because your star is supposed to be glowing. You are painting a parol on a nighttime scene. Okay? So if the color, look at my parol. I'll bring it closer, ha? The yellow is actually spread on the background. And I'm totally fine by it because the light of your parol is supposed to be spreading around. Okay? That gives it the glow. I hope you got that. Okay? Okay. So just allow the watercolor to spread. Your star is fine. Sam, your star is fine. Don't worry about it.
I wanted it to be pink.
Pink, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. You used blue, right? So if you use light blue, I want you to grab a blue that's dark, put a little bit of water and put it on the side. Okay, so what I will do with my parol, since I used yellow, I will grab a little bit of red and mix it with the yellow that I have on my mixing palette. And while my star is still wet, I will just drop the color randomly on the arm of the star, like that. There you go. So if you use blue, you can use darker blue. If you use green, use darker green. Okay. And then I will just add more red and drop it on the side of my parol. Like that. So now my parol has display of color, which is actually spreading to the side, and I'm fine by it. But if it spread too much, I will just grab it with a clean brush and bring the color to my rug. That's why you need a rug also. Okay. Okay, so if the color spread past your star, what you can do is grab your brush, clean it with water, and then grab the paint. Okay, just like what I'm doing right now. Some of the red went beyond the star, so I'm just grabbing it with clean brush. Okay, but in watercolor, that's what happens often. Actually, I don't mind this. I don't mind the mess. Okay, we can still fix that later. There you go. So mine is actually interesting because the red and some of the orange spread to the surrounding. I will teach you how to fix if something like that also happened to your painting. Okay, just leave it like that. It's okay. Once it's dry, we can still fix it. Okay, so don't worry about that if that happened to your painting. Let me just Bring it up a bit. Okay. There you go. All right. So just give me a thumbs up if you're done with your star, because we will go back to our window.
What color will I use when my star is color red?
Color red. Okay, if your star is color red, is it still wet? Is it still wet? Because what you can do if you want a sort of ombre effect where you have two colors, you can drop a watery yellow in the middle. How about you do that now? You drop a watery yellow. What I mean by watery yellow is you grab your yellow color. So I'll get a yellow, for example, here, and put more water in this, and then just drop it on the middle. And watch the color spread. Okay, did you get that part? Okay, you can do that on your red.
Thank you.
Yeah. So don't worry if your colors are spreading out, we can still fix that. So for others who use other color, for example, if you use blue, light blue, you can add dark blue on the arm of the star and let the color dark blue spread on your parol. The main thing is that the center should be the lightest color in your star, because that's where the bulb usually is. When you turn the parol on, it's usually, the brightest part is usually the central part, the pentagon. Okay, because it has 5 arms, so it has 5 sides, right? The center. That is the brightest part of your parol. But if you can't do that, for example, you painted your parol dark, what you can do to fix it is to drop a watery color, light color, right in the middle. So for example, if you colored your parol red, dark red, as in the case of Jinwen, what I asked her to do is to mix a watery yellow and just drop in the middle. See, it's fixed, right? So you have your yellow right in the middle. Okay. So Arlene, can I see your work? Nice. Do you want a lighter color in the middle? You can use sky blue, watery sky blue, so that it looks glowing from the middle. Okay. So Jem, can I see your work? Jem is not yet done.
I don't think I did it that well.
No, it's okay. Your parol is okay. Looks good, actually. Since you're doing this for the first time, you should be proud, actually. Your works are actually great. Mine, when I was starting, was probably worse than yours. But I was happy because I learned something new. Okay? In art, it doesn't have to look like the painting of who's teaching you the art. It can be different, totally different. Okay? So if you're done with your star, you can leave it and just give me a thumbs up so that we'll do this inner part of the window, because it's not yet done. Okay? So just give me a thumbs up if you're done with your star. Don't fiddle. Don't try to fix it while still wet. It will just worsen. Okay? I will teach you how to fix it later. All right? Okay. So for Jillian, what you can do with your parol's tail, you can mix white with any other color you want. For example, you can mix white and blue, or you can also mix white and green, and you paint over your white and do that squiggly line like that, so that your tail will have another color on it. Okay, any color at all, just mix it with white. Okay, so that there's some sort of coherence in your color. For the others, we can start with the inner window, the inner part of your window. So what I want you to do for those who painted it yellow is to grab, sorry, it's moving. So you grab burnt sienna. So it's reddish brown. For my case kasi, I'm using yellow ochre. Okay? So I'm grabbing burnt sienna directly from my palette. I'm not going to use a mixing palette because my brush is really wet. And then what I will do, I will take some of the wetness off of my brush. And what I will do is I will just sweep it on my inner window. So this technique is called dry brush technique, where the brush is a little dry, okay? Because I want to achieve a technique where the color of my wall is uneven. There you go. So this is dry brush technique. As you can see, my window now has a texture like that. See, it's uneven because I want my window to look like that. But what you can do with yours, if you colored your inner window other color, just grab another color with your brush directly from your palette and then just brush it like that, okay? So that you will see that it's a little bit streaky. The color is a little bit streaky. So that's the dry brush technique, okay? So I'll just bring it closer so that you'll see what I mean by streaky. Okay, so let me just put it like, it's like that. Because my idea of this house is ancestral, it's a little old, so the window is not perfect. It has imperfections. So what I did to achieve that effect is to dry brush it, okay? So if you want to follow that part, you can do it the same, even it's a different color, okay? So how about you, Arlene? How are you doing with your art? Can I see it? Nice, I love it. Okay, so Arlene used purple and blue for her parol. And she has a window sill that's yellow. And her wall is blue. Is that right? Blue? Do you use blue for your wall? What color? Oh, it's the same color as mine. Okay, perfect. Okay, good job, Jem. Okay, so I can see that you already put the tail on your parol. That's great. How about the others? Can I see your work so that I can, if it needs fixing, I can already tell you how to fix it. Or if it's perfect as it is, then good job. Okay, as you can see, in my parol, I don't have a tail yet. And it's nighttime, right? So if you're viewing from inside your house and looking out the window, this is supposed to be dark. But I don't want to paint this yet because a parol would have a border like this. So like the one I did here, where I have this sort of paper, papel de hapon actually, of different colors, covering the round, this round thing around the parol. So I want to do that first, okay? So in order to do that, I will just grab any color I want, okay? In this case, I might use yellow first. So I'll just grab my yellow, but you can use any color, okay? So I'll just grab my yellow. The color, my yellow is thick. It's not thin, it has less water. And then I will just do a squiggling with my brush here like this. Just like that. I'm just dabbing the color and squiggling it around the brush. But just right in the center, or rather in the circle, okay? I'm not going beyond the circle. The ring, okay? So there's a ring that around your parol, okay? So you can do a squiggling motion with your brush. It's like this. I'll show you. It's like this, so that you will see it on a bigger scale. Okay, it's like this. I hope you can see that. It's like that. Okay. Okay. But just at the ring. And now that I'm done with my yellow, I will put some pink or sort of magenta color. Actually, this is Quinacridone Rose, so something that's pinkish. Okay. I'm just adding it, dabbing it around the ring that surrounds my parol. Okay. So this part, I don't actually put on too much details. I just want it to look like that. Okay. And then I will just add a bit of red into my yellow, the original yellow I used here. And I'm just dropping it randomly around the ring for the spaces where I don't have color yet. So in my parol, for example, I have 3 colors on my ring. The ring around the parol. You can do any other colors you want, okay? Doesn't have to be like my colors. There you go. I'm done with the parol's ring. How about you, Jillian? What are you using for your parol's ring? You can use any color you want.
I just used white and
You just want it white. Okay.
and a bit of yellow mixed together.
Okay. So just let me know if you're done with your parol's ring.
I finished it.
Okay, very good. Okay, very good, Jam. Can I see your work? Okay, nice, nice. Good job, Jinwen. Good job, Jam. How about the others? Sam, I see that you're still working on yours. Ethan, how about you? What colors are you using for your ring?
Some red.
Red, nice. How about Arlene? What color are you using for your ring? Nice, is that green? Okay, nice, nice. Actually, green pairs well with blue. So yeah, good job on the color combination. Okay. So let us just wait for others to finish. So I can see that Sam is still working on her parol's ring. Okay. For those who are done, you can actually do the same for your parol's tail. Okay. So for this, you can use again any color you want. For me, I will just use the same color I used for my ring. Okay, so that I don't waste the colors that I have already in my mixing palette. So I have yellow. Okay, and I will just do a sweeping motion. So this is the corner. This is where I will put my my tail, my parol's tail. So this side and this other side, okay? Right at the point of those 2 arms of the parol, okay? And I will just do a sweeping motion like that. There you go. See? It's just yellow. For you, you can decide, you can choose which color you want for your parol, for your parol's tail. Okay, so I'm using yellow. And then I will add some orange, and as you can see, the colors are merging together, and I like that effect in watercolor. Okay, so see that I don't mind at all if the colors are melding like that. That's why I love this medium. It's prone to happy accidents. Okay, so I'm done adding yellow and orange on my Parol's tail. I'm just letting it dry a bit because I will add another color, which is the Quinacridone Rose, so rose pink. Okay, so I'll just mix that here in my mixing palette. Okay, so just add more water and I will just drop it in like that, just to give it an effect, like it's flowing. And I'm fine with white spaces in between. Okay. Jillian, if you want to add more color in your Parol's tail, you are welcome to do that as well. Okay. So we're almost done actually. Later we will add the night scene, so the night color here, but we will not do that while the tail is still wet. Okay, so how about you, Sam? What color did you use for your tail? So I can see that it's sky blue or light blue. You can add more colors, okay, if you want. So the reason why we're adding more colors in our tail is because you would want to have, you would want it to have light values, mid-tone values, and dark values. Okay, so that it will have some interesting pattern. Okay, welcome back, Arlene. Was your internet slow? Okay.
Low bat.
Ah, okay. So you can work on your Parol's tail. So for my Parol, I used yellow. I just parang painted it like a wiggly tail, and then I add orange wiggly tail, and then the third tail is sort of pink or magenta. Okay. You can do the same also for your Parol or do other 3 colors if you want. Okay, so just give me a thumbs up if you're done. Okay, so very good. So Jinwen is done. Same with Jam. She's also done. Can I see your works for those who are done? Can I see your works, Jam? And nice, nice. Okay. You like red. Jem likes red. So Jinwen is almost done also. Okay, or done with her Parol's tails. Okay, so actually the next thing we will be painting is the shadow. Okay, so since this window is a little bit protruding from the wall, it would cast a shadow on the sides. Okay, so this, okay, let me just adjust my painting. So this part would have a darker, because as you can see, it's the window's frame is not yet obvious against its background. So in order to make this stand out, the window, I would need to put in shadow around it. Okay, because the Parol is glowing, it's casting shadow around it. So that's what we're going to do. And let me just demonstrate that after everyone's done with the tail of their Parol. Okay, so we will start once the rest of you guys are done with your Parol's tail. We will not paint the night color here just yet because this part is still wet. Okay. So in watercolor, it's important to wait for some of the elements to dry before you add another layer of color. Okay. Oops, I hope not. Just carefully do this. Don't worry, we're almost done. How are you doing, Sam? Are you done with your tail? Okay, very good. So Jillian is done. Chem is also done. Janwe, Chem, sorry, I lost again. Jinwen, right? Okay, very good. Very good to me. I am really bad at names. I really apologize. I'm bad at names. Okay, so Jinwen. Jem is laughing at me. And then Arlene, Sam, Jillian. Okay. So Jillian, since you're done with your parol, what you can do is actually put a shadow around the ring of your parol. So you mix red, blue, and a little bit of yellow ochre. And then put that color around your parol so that it looks like it's casting shadow against the wall. So just to make your painting a little less flat, okay? So that's what we're going to do with those who painted window. Very good, Arlene, I love that. Okay, very good. Okay, so how do we make the shadow color? It's just red, violet, and a little bit of yellow ochre. If you don't have yellow ochre, you can use yellow. Okay, so what we want to achieve is like a grayish color. So in order to do that, you would need red, blue, and a little bit of yellow. Okay, so that's how you mix gray. So mine is already grayish. Okay. And then what I will do, this is my window. In order for this to stand out, I will just paint around my window sill. Okay. Like that. Okay. Here also. So this is for the window to stand out. Okay. So I hope you were able to mix the gray color. So again, for those who missed it, we will do another painting class, but this time we will paint Nativity Scene. So you have Papa Jesus, Papa Joseph, a baby Jesus, Papa Joseph, and Mama Mary in the painting. But it's going to be abstract. We won't be painting people like they appear in real life. It will be sort of abstract. I will share my line art days before the painting session. Okay, so as you notice, our painting session this month until December is Christmas theme. Okay. Okay, so how are you doing with your shadows? So my window is already standing out like that. Here. It's like this. Let me just show you my old part. It's like this, where your window is standing out, slightly protruding from the wall. We do shadows so that your painting doesn't look flat, okay? It looks 3D. So the way to do that is to add shadows around your window, or in the case of Jillian, around the parol, so that it will look like the parol is casting shadow on the wall behind it. Okay, so you can use gray, but you can also use a darker version of your wall color actually. Okay, so mine is already standing out as you can see, but I still need to add more color because this one is not yet as dark as I'd want it. So again, I'm adding red, blue, and a little bit of yellow ochre or yellow. Okay, so I'm adding more. I'm adding more around the sill, okay, of the window sill. Okay. And then so that it doesn't look harsh against the wall, I will just lighten it up with a bit of water. Okay. I will just I just wet my brush and just soften it a bit on the side. It doesn't look harsh. The color doesn't look harsh against the wall. Okay. And just softening the edge like that with clean water. Okay. Like that.
Mama, I mixed the
Yes.
I mixed the colors that you said and put it around my Parol.
Julian, are you the one talking?
Yeah.
Genuine, very good. Jillian, what's your concern?
I just wanted to tell you that I mixed the colors that you said I should, and then I put it around the Parol. Is that how you pronounce it? Parol.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If you want to put shadow, it's either you do the same, you mix a gray using red, blue, and yellow, or you can also just mix a darker green. It's the same color of your wall, but darker, meaning less water for the shadow part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can still fix that. Actually, I like your parol. I just added the shadow for example, so that the window will stand out against the wall. Okay, because without the shadow, it will look like it's part of the wall rather than a window. Okay. Okay, very good, Shenwen. Okay. Very good, Sam. I can see your work also. How about Chim and Ethan and Arlene? I can also see Jillian's work. Very good. Okay, so you have put, okay, very good. Okay, very good. Love your works. How about you, Ethan? How are you doing with the shadow part of your window?
I'm not done yet. Almost done.
What happened? Okay, so actually we're almost done. The last part is actually painting the night scene, meaning when you're looking out the window from inside your house and it's nighttime. So this part surrounding your parol would be dark, right? So in order to do that, we will again mix blue, red, and a little bit of yellow. But this time, I want it to be more of a dark purple. So more red, less blue, even less yellow. Okay? But if you want it black, it's totally fine also. I just like my night color to be not really black. Okay, more of violet, but dark. Okay, and then I will add just less water on this. So it's like a shadow color, but more blue and less red. Pwedeng ganon, okay? So I want it rather strong, so I have less water on my palette because I want the parol to really stand out. So the background should be really dark because it's a night scene outside the window, okay? And if you notice, I didn't wet the parts. Let me just do that first. I will just wet first this part, being careful not to touch the painted part, just the surrounding, okay? I will not wet the tail. I will just wet the white, okay? Just a little bit so that the color will move around when I add the paints. Okay, so I'm finished wetting that part. What I will now do is to add the color, and very carefully, I will try not to touch the tail and the ring of the parol. I'll just paint in the white sections. Okay.
Teacher, my sister wants to ask something.
Wait, can you?
Sure, sure.
Just wanted to ask if this is fine. I'm a
Yeah.
bit because of the walls. I couldn't do the smudging thing.
It's
So
okay. It's okay. Totally fine with it. You might want to add tail on your parol.
Yeah, I'm still doing.
You will do that. Okay.
I'll do that. I'm not.
Yeah, okay. Good job, by the way. I like your wall. It's symmetrical. It's how you would see some of the brick houses or brick walls rather on some old houses. Okay. So here I am painting my dark color around the parol. Okay. Because it's not night outside. It's dark outside the window. Okay. There you go. And then I will also add the same color around the star because they have to be of the same color. Okay, because it's nighttime. So the spaces between the arms should be also dark colored. This is to make your parol pop out some more. Okay, it's to make your parol look more visible against the night color. Okay, so there you go. As you can see, my parol is more visible now that I have added the dark color around it. So in this case, you should be using your small brush because if you're using black, you might end up painting over your star. But if you had done that by accident, it's fine. You can always fix that. Okay, there you go. So I want to add more color in my pale because I'm not happy with it. I'm just using the same color as the night sky or the night color. Yeah. Just fix this part because I accidentally colored my window. So if you accidentally color the surrounding window, you can always fix that by wetting your brush with clean water and just lifting the color off using your brush. what I love about watercolor is that it's a very forgiving medium. You can always lift off the color in case you did a mistake. It's not like acrylic, for instance, where you can no longer lift it once you've laid down your color. So that's the beauty of watercolor. You can always lift the color out in case you did a mistake. Okay. And I can see that my window is, the width of my window is not the same. So I will just fix that by adding darker colors on the sides. There you go, it's almost fixed, like that. So now it's almost the same width. And actually, once you've done this part, it's done. Your parole is done. The last thing that you would want to do is to sign your art and probably give this as a gift to your loved ones. Okay. But if it's still wet, don't try to remove the tape around it yet. Wait for your painting to be bone dry before you remove the tape around it. Because otherwise, if you try to remove the tape while the paper is wet, you will destroy your paper or your artwork. Okay, so just wait for this to dry. Okay. Actually, the last part is just fixing. So right now, for example, I see that these ones are lacking in color. So I will just add more yellow into this. You don't have to do this on your painting. I want to do this on mine because it's missing some colors, the ring part. Okay, let me just add more color into this, like this yellow. Okay. And then I will just add, because this one has harsh color here, I will just add sort of brown with my pen. You don't have to do this. If you don't have the bleed proof pen, I'm using bleed proof pen, meaning I can write on the wet surface without the color bleeding into my painting. Okay, so I'm just adding this sort of style. Okay, there we go. I added just that. And then I will just add this string just to show that it's hanging on the seal. Okay, so it doesn't look like it's floating in air. Okay, so you can do that as well. And then I will just sign it with my name. And voila. So usually I sign my name on the lower right corner of my painting. It's my name, and then 21 or year 2021. Just to significant, just to tell that this painting was done in 2021 by me. Okay, it's important to sign your artwork. Okay, even if you're not doing this professionally, just do it so that when others see it, they would know that you painted this one. Okay. Oh, by the way, this is an original line art. I made this myself just from my imagination. So I didn't have a reference photo for this. I didn't copy it from any picture or drawing. It's just basically my line art. Okay, so for the nativity scene, I will reference it from the easiest line art that I can find on the internet. Okay, so if you're done, you can show your work. Or you can also, okay, very good, genuine. Nice, I really like your wall. See how the texture is really different when you're using cling wrap? I suggest if you receive a parcel from an online store and it's wrapped in cling wrap, reuse it for your water. You can also use that when you're painting mountains, when you're painting rocks. You can also use the cling wrap for that. Okay, so when everyone's done, I will invite everyone to show their artwork to me, and I will take a class picture with your artwork later when everyone's done with their artwork. Okay. And then for those who were not able to join, say some friends of yours who wanted to join Sana, but they could not for some reason, I'm gonna share the recording of this video in our Facebook group so that others can also try to paint this in their spare time and then their free time. Okay. So let me just remove the water because I might accidentally topple this over. I don't want the water spilling on my artwork.
Teacher, I finished.
Very good. Can I see your work?
Yeah.
Okay, good job, Julian, for adding the night color. Nice.
Thank you.
Okay, so did you sign your work already? You have to sign it. You can
Okay,
sign
sorry, I
anywhere.
forgot.
Yeah, and then the year where you when you painted that. So that's 2021. Okay, so when everyone's done, I invite you to put up your painting beside you, and then I will just capture a sort of class picture, just a memento of this class. And then do ask your parents to check the group once in a while, so that they will know when the next class will be and the materials that we will be using for that class. Usually I use watercolor, but if you have other mediums, like, oh, nice. Good job, Sam. The color is so Christmassy. I like that. So festive. See, you were able to fix it, even with the with the mistake you did just a while back. Can I see your work, Ethan and Arlene, if you're done? Okay, good job, Ethan. Good job, Arlene. Okay, nice. Very good, you guys. I'm so proud of you. Okay. So is everyone ready for a class picture? Just give me a thumbs up and then we will bring up your paint. Yeah, you need to bring up your painting, show it proudly to your classmates, to your parents, your
I'm
friends.
still untaping. I'm untaping still.
Okay, so let me just grab my snip tool so that I can screenshot this. Okay, so everyone, are you ready for your class picture?
No, I'm still untaping.
You're not done yet? Jillian, are you done with your artwork? We can wait for you.
Yeah, but I'm still just untaping it.
Don't remove the tape yet because your painting is still wet. You might rip the paper. So leave it as it is, I suggest. But well, you're doing it already, so it's okay.
I'm almost done.
Just be careful with untaping, okay? Because like for me, I won't attempt to untape this yet because my paper is still wet. I don't want to rip the paper off. I've done that with some of my artwork. It was really heartbreaking. So I don't want you experiencing that heartache. You know, it's hard to paint and then you just rip it off because of, you know, being impatient and all that. Okay, so yeah, okay. So try to bring your painting to your into the view. All right. Okay, so I will count 1, 2, wait. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, so let me just copy that in Word so that I don't lose it, because sometimes Tita Grass is a little clumsy with gadget. Okay, let me just, okay. Okay, pasted. Okay, let's do another one for good measure. Smile. One. Wait. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, very good. Okay, I love it. So, if you have questions that you want to ask me before we end this class, like the watercolor and stuff, let me just show you some of the paintings that I did recently using wash. I want to teach you this, guys, next year summer, because I'm still studying this. You're a fan of anime or Studio Ghibli movies or film? This is what I painted. This is
I love
Studio
Studio Ghibli.
inspired. Yeah, I use wash for this. Very good. I am also, Teacher Grass is also a big fan of Studio Ghibli and anime. In fact, I know a little bit of Japanese because of that. So here's another one that I did recently. Okay, so
My Neighbor Totoro.
oh, I also saw that. My Neighbor Totoro. Yeah, it's one of my favorites actually. So here's what I promised. We will do a gouache painting of Studio Ghibli next year. Okay, not this year. I'm a little busy. Next year we will do Studio Ghibli using gouache. Why next year? Because I also want you to prepare the materials. So we'll have plenty of time to prepare the materials, because gouache is another medium. It's not watercolor. This kind of painting you can only do with gouache. Okay, so we will do a gouache painting next year, and we will paint Studio Ghibli. I have a collection of Studio Ghibli background art that we can try to copy. Okay, we will just copy. Okay, it's not original. It's not by me. So the ones that we will be doing are the ones by Makoto Shinkai, Oga, and all those Japanese painters. Okay, but that's for next year. All right, so that's for summer. In 2 weeks time, we will do another painting using the same medium, which is watercolor. We will paint the Nativity Scenes. So it's still part of the Christmas series for this painting, okay? So ask your parents to check the updates for that class. Other than that, if you don't have questions, or if you have questions, ask them now. Otherwise, you are okay to leave and have a restful rest of the weekend. Okay, just let me know if
Thank
you
you
have
so
questions.
much, teacher.
You're welcome. Thank you also for attending this class. It's my pleasure to teach you guys. Okay, so who's excited for the scene, the nativity scene, the Christmas scene? That's
Me.
the essence of Christmas. Okay, nice to hear. Okay, don't worry, it will not be that hard. We won't be painting people like Mama Mary and Papa Joseph and Baby Jesus. It's gonna be hard. It's for advanced drawing. We will do just an abstract, okay, sort of impression of those three characters: Papa Jesus, Baby Jesus, Papa Joseph, and Mama Mary. And then the what you call that? Where they stayed? Okay. What is that?
Stable.
Yes, stable. Okay, stable. We will paint stable and maybe an animal or two. Let's not make the drawing hard. It'll just be an impressionistic painting, but it's still Christmas theme. Okay. So if you're done, if you have no questions, you're free to go. Okay, thank you so much for attending this class, and I hope to see you in our next class.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yes, thank you po. Thank you very much po.
Thank you. I'm happy to help out. Just ping me if you have questions.
Opo, opo.
Bye guys. Take care.
Bye. Thank you po. Where's the leave?
You're welcome.
There's a glitch. I can't leave. I can't leave.
You can just click end. No, leave from your side. It's
No, I
end from my
can't.
side.
I know. Jen, I think I have.
I
Jen,
can't
Jen.
click the leave because
Jen,
there's no
Jen,
way.
Wait. Dion.
I don't fight there. Don't fight.
Maybe you should call your ate or your mom.
Yeah.
Oh, let me do it. Gian.
Okay, I got it.
What
All
are
right,
you doing?
bye. Bye.
Bye.